everybody, welcome to another episode of Bob's Woodshop. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made these two mixed nut bowls. Both of these projects are from recycled wood. This is extra wood that's left over from some stair treads, and this is some sapele that was left over from a local cabinet shop that was making some windows. This particular ship's wheel is from Craft Supplies in Provo, Utah, and quite honestly I don't know where you can buy one of these. So thanks for tuning in today, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Today we're going to be making this little nut bowl. This one is an antique from my wife's grandmother, and this is a family heirloom. And what you do, you take your mixed nuts out, and this comes with this little hammer, and you crack it open, but it's kind of lightweight. I recently obtained a ship's wheel nut cracker, and also a nut cracker like this. So I got some oak and I got some mahogany, and I'm going to be doing a glue up, and then I'm going to put these on the lathe tomorrow and get this worked out. So I needed to get this wood roughly in about a 13 by 13 inch diameter. If you're wondering what those things are to the right of me, these are wig stands for cancer patients. I did a video on that a couple weeks ago. The New Jersey wood turners are getting involved with making a whole bunch of these for the American Cancer Society, and so far we've got about 30 of them collected. Here I'm doing a little bit safer cut on my ultimate table saw crosscut sled that I had made mid last year. This is a much safer way to cut. Okay, now I'm going to do the glue up, and this is nice dry oak. These are excess from stair treads. What I'm going to do is just get a nice coating of glue on here. I'm going to clamp these together, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow and do the turning. The turning on these should be relatively simple. I'm going to put a mortise in one end and pretty much turn the entire thing pretty quickly, which you'll see tomorrow. I think this is going to be a great accessory to my house and anybody else who might want to make one of these projects. So I'm going to use a lot of glue. I always spread my glue with old credit cards, or when I used to travel and I was in hotels a lot, I'd always keep the hotel keys for times like this when I'm doing a lot of gluing. Push that in. So I'm going to add a little extra here. I like doing a lot of glue. I'd rather have too much than not enough. When I glue, I always let it dry overnight. Yes, you guessed it. You never have enough clamps, and I have to use a variety of clamps in order to get these two big glue ups done. So like I said, I like gluing overnight, let it dry overnight, and then the next day I came back and turned the oak bowl. Okay, so let's find the center point on these, and we're going to draw a circle. And real easy layout here. I've already adjusted the compass. But you always want to make this as big as you can. Okay, so if you remember from my last project, the 12-inch mahogany bowl, I had my ripping resawing blade on there, which was 3/4 of an inch wide. I've switched it over to a 1/2 inch
wide blade now, and this enables me to make one smooth, long, continuous cut. This does not have to be perfectly round. I'll take care of that on the lathe. But you can see this is going very smoothly this time around versus the last project with that 12-inch mahogany bowl. I had to do a lot of interrupted cuts.
Okay, I'm going to start with the oak one first, and since there's going to be a raised center, I'm using a faceplate here so I can protect the center. This is going to be the top of the bowl. So this is going to be the bottom of the bowl, and I've got to cut a recess here as well as do the profile. So my plan here is to duplicate this profile or get close to it. And here's that middle part, and that's where the nutcracker portion is going to be.
Okay, so we're going to do this section in time lapse. I probably spent maybe half an hour doing this entire project, but I believe it's a little bit more entertaining to do this in time lapse so that you can see the process. So I'm using a carbide tip round cutter in order to make this outside profile. Here I'm using my feature on the lathe of tilting the headstock, which makes it a lot easier to turn and much easier on my back. So here I'm cutting that recess. It's also called a mortise.
So this mounting plate here is 2 inches in diameter from here to here, and I got to make that section raised in order to hold this, and then I'm just going to dish out everything that's not the edge or in the centerpiece. Okay, so that's closer to 3. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. Okay, I got to drill a couple holes. This is 5/8 inch in diameter and roughly the same depth. So I like drilling on the lathe. It is a horizontal drill press. So I usually do this at a slow speed. Lock in. Okay, and this hole is going to go all the way through. So if you saw my video yesterday on the big 12-inch mahogany bowl, I said if you sand to 600, it almost looks like it has a finish. And you can see that the light is actually reflecting off this. So that's why I like taking it up to 600 grit sandpaper. Okay, since I've got this reverse chuck now, I'm going to go ahead and put the finish on. I'm going to be using Mahoney's oil finish. This is a great finish. It's real easy. Just put it on liberally and just need one good heavy coat. And after this, I'm going to put this on a forward chucking mode and do the rest of this. And I'm going to really try hard to work this into the wood. Okay. So I'm just going to work this in. This project is almost done. I would recommend getting some Mahoney's. This is Mahoney's Finishes. This is walnut oil. This will not turn rancid, and it is recommended for food safe applications. And since this is going to be a nut bowl, I think this should work just fine.
Those of you who have been following my channel know this is my favorite part of the project, putting the finish on. You know you're coming down the home stretch. And in this particular case, I do want to put the oil finish on the lathe because I really want to get this oil soaked into the wood.
So this is kind of glossy right now, and it does dry to a more of a matte finish. But right now it's looking great. You see the light reflecting off of that.
Voila! These are the final two projects. I didn't show you the turning on the sapele. I figured you got it from the oak version of it, but this is how they look. I'm very impressed how this project came out. I'm a big mixed nuts fan, and I've been wanting to duplicate that mixed nut bowl that my wife's grandmother had given us years ago. So my wife likes the one on the right better. She likes that darker wood. Oak is also a traditional favorite wood, but my wife really doesn't like that as much. So I think we're going to keep the sapele one and give this oak one away to somebody special. So thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes of your day with me. Hey, you guys know the drill. If you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends if you can. So until next time, I'll see you on another episode of Bob's Woodshop. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.